Howdy do you, this is John, and welcome back to my 5th Annual Horror-Athon. Today, we are talking about The Conjuring. And in The Conjuring, it deals with Ed and Lorraine Warren, two demonologists who work for the Catholic Church, who begin to investigate this home by the Perrin family, because the Perrins are witnessing all this sort of weird supernatural stuff, and as it turns out, they are dealing with one of the most malevolent demons they have ever had to deal with. Okay, so to get things started, first and foremost, what I liked about the movie. Ed and Lorraine Warren are two good protagonists for this film. You have Ed, who is this loving, caring husband to Lorraine, because they are a married couple, and Ed is pretty much one of the only people who truly believes in Lorraine's psychic abilities. Not only that, but he's also a very good detective. He's very good at investigating these demonic hauntings, trying to find out who the demon is, and he's also very objective. Throughout the movie, he literally acknowledges that most of their haunting cases actually have some sort of basis in reality. There's this one moment where, before they get to the parents, where they investigate this house, and as it turns out, there's nothing supernatural going on. It's just bagpipes and creaky attic floors. And Lorraine, she's a psychic. She sees things that the average person would not want to see, including, of course, ghosts. Lorraine, she has this part as, the strong wife of Ed. However, she's also clearly female. She has emotions. She has emotions. These things do affect her more than Ed, but she still, marches through. And these two are also played wonderfully by Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga. And while the story is kind of a bit of a run-of-the-mill haunted house movie, it's really what they do with it that is different, that is original. This film is very investigative. They literally take their time to investigate this house, to confirm that it is haunted, before any of the really, intense stuff truly happens. And also, let's talk about the visuals a little bit. They use very little CGI on this film. They use very little CGI. And when they do use it, it's one of those situations where you probably would not be able to help it at all. And believe it or not, even though this movie's 11 years old, well, a little bit of CGI in it is not that bad. And also just the cinematography is really good. John R. Leonetti, while he may not be a very good director, he is a pretty good cinematographer. The cinematography in the film, it looks very nice, very appealing, and also on point to the movie. Now, in terms of problems, when it was announced that this movie was rated R solely because of how terrifying it was, I was kind of hoping for one of the scariest movies ever made or something like that. And the horror was just underwhelming. It was, and it still kind of is. Don't get me wrong, there's effective suspense and tension in the movie, but I wouldn't necessarily say that it's scary. This movie literally feels like one of those movies made in the 70s, back before the PG-13 rating was around, that probably would have gotten that rating. But instead they gave it either PG or R. And in this case it was R. I'm not joking, I really don't think this film should have gotten an R because of the horror, because it's not very scary. In addition to that, while everything says based on a true story, it really should say inspired by a true story, because they do make a lot of changes to what actually happened. supposedly. I've actually watched documentaries on the Perron family and the Perron haunting. Really only like the first half of the movie actually happened. Everything else, they kind of made up. So guys, at the end of the day, The Conjuring, it's a really good movie. It's a really good movie. There's definitely some good tension and suspense, although I wouldn't necessarily say there's a lot of horror in it. Do you like the main characters? Do you like what's going on? You care about them? And the story, while on paper, it's kind of run of the mill, they do at least do some really different things with it. I'm going to give The Conjuring an 8. Well, that's all the time I have for today. Please look forward to more videos real soon. And remember, every Wednesday until October 31st, I will be uploading a horror review. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Please also subscribe if you're new to the channel. And as always, please remember, the Badetsky will return.